In coronavirus news, Omicron infections continuing to rise as new restrictions take effect today. Health officials presenting new statistics to the Prime Minister Monday morning indicating that the peak of the fifth wave is just around the corner. Prime Minister Naftali Bennett was sent into isolation Sunday after being notified that his daughter was found positive for COVID-19. The Prime Minister has so far tested negative, though he remains in isolation. This hasn't stopped him from holding briefings with health officials Monday morning to discuss the possibility of easing quarantine restrictions just ahead of the peak of the pandemic. With cases on the rise, the highest since July, as of Monday morning, the Health Ministry reported that there are 1,760 new cases of COVID-19, with the reproduction rate still standing above 1 at a rate of 1.41, which indicates that the virus is spreading. According to Hebrew media reports, health officials presenting to Bennett statistics that show that 50% of new COVID-19 cases in Israel are now due to the Omicron variant. Officials also warning that the number of new cases attributed to the Omicron variant is doubling every 2.5 days. This means that at the current rate, according to health officials, Israel is likely to see up to 100,000 new daily cases of Omicron within 1 month. And as of Monday morning, there are around 80,000 people in quarantine. Officials also telling Bennett that they estimate that due to the current requirements, Israel could lose up to 30% of its workforce in the coming weeks as a result of the mandatory isolation policy. As such, and despite the ongoing rise in infections, the coronavirus cabinet said to be mulling reducing quarantine restrictions for people who have come into contact with a person infected with Omicron. Today, anyone who comes into contact with a person infected with the variant must quarantine for 7 days. Now, the government is contemplating eliminating this requirement or reducing it to 3 days. Bennett reportedly saying in the meeting that no Israeli will be able to escape the Omicron wave one way or another. And while the Prime Minister met with health officials Monday, Sheba Medical Center began administering a fourth COVID-19 booster shot to a test group of 150 medical staff volunteers. This new study aims to provide much-needed data on whether a fourth shot could help boost immunity in the face of the Omicron variant. Israel last week became the first country in the world to offer a fourth vaccine shot.
ILTV Plus, your news from Israel and more 24/7. Start your free trial today. Subscribe at iltv.tv and watch from any device.